What is the future of AI ethics? Today, we'll journey through the scientific advancements and philosophical questions that define our relationship with artificial intelligence. We'll examine how AI impacts our society and consider the ethical frameworks that could guide its development in the future. Philosophers like Aristotle have long debated ethical systems, focusing on virtue ethics and human flourishing. How do these classical ideas of ethics apply to non-human entities like AI? Let's embark on this thought-provoking voyage together. AI systems are increasingly making decisions that were once the sole domain of humans. In healthcare, AI algorithms assist in diagnosing diseases by analyzing medical images with remarkable accuracy. In finance, they assess creditworthiness and detect fraudulent activities. But with these advancements come significant ethical concerns. A study by the National Institute of Standards and Technology revealed that many facial recognition systems exhibit higher error rates for people of color, raising questions about bias and fairness. Philosopher John Rawls' theory of justice as fairness comes to mind here. Rawls argued that fairness should be judged by how society treats its least advantaged members. Should AI systems be designed according to a similar principle, ensuring their outputs do not perpetuate inequalities? To address this issue, future AI systems could incorporate fairness auditing frameworks, automated systems that continually check for bias during decision-making processes. Examples of such frameworks in development today include IBM AI Fairness 360 and Google's Fairness Indicators. AI systems of the future could be designed to meet ethical conceptions of fairness like Rawls' veil of ignorance, where AI would be designed to make decisions as if it had no knowledge of race, gender, or socioeconomic status. Advanced training algorithms could include fairness as a core optimization goal, ensuring AI systems learn from more diverse and representative datasets to minimize bias. Bias in AI doesn't originate within the machines themselves but from the data we feed them, even in subtle ways that might not expect. In 2018, Amazon abandoned an AI recruiting tool after discovering it was biased against women. The system had taught itself that male candidates were preferable because it was trained on resumes submitted over a 10-year period, predominantly from men. Philosopher Immanuel Kant's deontological ethics suggests that actions must be judged by their adherence to universal moral laws. If AI systems perpetuate bias, would Kant argue that these systems are morally flawed, regardless of their outcomes, because they violate the principle of fairness? To address the issue of bias, future AI systems might integrate explainable AI XAI mechanisms, allowing users to understand how the system arrived at its decision. LIME, SHAP, and DeepLift are steps towards this that are available today. By making AI decision processes transparent, developers can identify and mitigate sources of bias. Additionally, these AI systems could be programmed to perform continuous self-assessments, automatically adjusting their decision-making parameters when biased outcomes are detected. This would make AI systems more accountable and ethically aligned with Kantian principles of fairness and transparency. One of the most concerning aspects of AI is how it can influence human behavior, subtly shaping our decisions without us realizing it. The Cambridge Analytica scandal is a powerful example. Using AI algorithms, Cambridge Analytica harvested and analyzed personal data from millions of Facebook users to influence their voting behavior during the 2016 US presidential election and the Brexit referendum. This example highlights philosopher Jean Baudrillard's idea of the hyper-reality, where the lines between reality and manipulation blur. When AI systems are used to sway public opinion or consumer behavior, we must ask, are we living in a reality shaped by our choices or by the hidden algorithms that guide them? Future AI systems could be designed with stricter ethical constraints around user autonomy. One approach could be the development of AI transparency dashboards, which inform users of how their data is being used, the purpose of specific content recommendations, and the factors influencing their digital experiences. Such systems could also prioritize ethical nudges that promote informed decision-making rather than manipulation, ensuring that AI tools empower users rather than exploit their vulnerabilities. Consent-based AI, which requires active user involvement before personal data is analyzed or used, could further protect autonomy. The future potential impact of AI on societal structure. As AI evolves, its potential impact on societal structures like the legal and financial systems is becoming increasingly clear. AI is already transforming the financial system by powering algorithmic trading, fraud detection, and risk management. But what happens when AI begins to influence policymaking, legal judgments, or the distribution of wealth? Philosopher Jürgen Habermas might argue that such sweeping changes call for communicative action, ensuring that decisions around AI use in these systems are made transparently and with input from all affected stakeholders. In the legal system, AI is already being used in some places for predictive policing, sentencing recommendations, and even legal advice, which have drawn a range of opinions. Compass, correctional offender management. Profiling for alternative sanctions is one example of a court-focused AI system. But can a machine truly interpret the complexities of justice, morality, and human intention? In the future, AI systems designed for legal and financial sectors could be embedded with ethical reasoning modules, sophisticated subsystems that incorporate ethical considerations into every decision. For example, in the legal sector, AI could be programmed and trained to weigh the moral implications of its recommendations by comparing them to case law and human principles of justice. In the financial sector, future AI could be designed to include fairness in wealth distribution and systemic risk assessments, ensuring a balance between maximizing profits and promoting social good. AI, labor, and economic inequality. AI and automation promise increased efficiency but also pose risks to employment. A report by the McKinsey Global Institute suggests that up to 375 million workers worldwide may need to switch occupations by 2030 due to automation. Karl Marx's critique of capitalism is perhaps relevant in understanding AI's role in labor. Marx theorized that as technology advances, the divide between the working class and those who own the means of production grows. With AI increasingly taking over labor-intensive roles, how does this affect economic inequality and class struggle? Does AI counterbalance this by making the means of production easier to access for members of society? Generative AI technology suggests this is a possibility. To help address the challenges posed by AI-driven economic inequality, future AI systems could be designed with fairness and compassion principles. These systems could prioritize helping workers who may lose their jobs to automation by identifying new opportunities where their skills and talents could be supercharged with new training opportunities. Governments and corporations can use AI to anticipate shifts in the job market and take proactive steps to ease the transition, ensuring opportunities exist for everyone. In addition, AI could play a role in creating more equitable economic systems, helping to design policies that promote fairness in wealth distribution and ensure that the benefits of automation are shared more widely across society. Human creativity and ownership. As AI-generated art, music, literature, and design become more prevalent, questions around human creativity and ownership emerge. If an AI composes a symphony, creates a painting, or writes a novel, who owns the intellectual property? Should the programmer, the user, or the AI itself be recognized as the creator? Philosopher John Locke's theory of property, which states that ownership is derived from the mixing of one's labor with the natural world, offers a lens through which to explore this issue. But how does this theory apply when the labor is performed by a machine rather than a human? Future AI systems could include co-creation frameworks that recognize and differentiate between human and machine contributions. These frameworks could be designed to give credit to AI developers, users, and even AI systems where applicable. Intellectual property laws might evolve to include AI-generated content, creating new categories for collaborative ownership. AI creativity tools could also have built-in mechanisms that allow users to actively participate in the creative process, ensuring that human input remains central and that ownership reflects this partnership. AI ethics in autonomous vehicles. Autonomous vehicles are one of the most anticipated applications of AI, but they also bring complex ethical challenges. One of the most famous dilemmas used to illustrate this is the trolley problem, a thought experiment where a person must decide whether to divert a runaway trolley to save, say, 5 people at the cost of 1 life. Autonomous vehicles will face similar life and death decisions. Should the AI swerve to avoid a pedestrian at the risk of harming the car's occupants? This problem brings utilitarianism, where the morally correct action is the one that maximizes overall good, into conflict with deontological ethics, which prioritizes moral rules over outcomes. What should an autonomous vehicle do when faced with a choice between injuring one person or many? To address this, future autonomous vehicle AI systems could be designed with ethical decision-making frameworks that integrate multiple ethical theories. These systems could be trained to evaluate a situation in real time, weighing risks to all involved parties, pedestrians, passengers, and bystanders. Of course, perceiving and predicting such situations in advance and avoiding them entirely is the ideal outcome. Additionally, manufacturers and policymakers might work together to create standardized ethical guidelines, allowing for transparent decision-making that reflects societal values. Some researchers have suggested that users might be able to customize their car's ethical framework, but this raises further questions about moral responsibility and uniform safety standards. Philosophical question: can AI develop consciousness? Beyond practical concerns lies a philosophical quandary. Can AI achieve consciousness? Researchers explore concepts like artificial general intelligence, aiming for machines that can understand, learn, and apply knowledge in generalized ways, much like a human. Philosopher John Searle's Chinese room argument challenges the notion that processing symbols equates to understanding. According to Searle, even if an AI can convincingly mimic human responses, it doesn't mean it truly understands them. How do we differentiate between true consciousness and mere computation? In the future, AI systems may include introspection algorithms designed to assess their own cognitive states, potentially bringing us closer to understanding whether machines could develop a form of consciousness. These algorithms would allow AI systems to reflect on their processes and decide whether they possess awareness or not. However, safeguards would need to be built to distinguish between AI that simulates consciousness and AI that genuinely experiences it. Researchers might also build AI with the ability to communicate the limits of its understanding, ensuring humans are fully aware of whether or not the system has true comprehension. Regulating AI: who should be in control? As AI's influence grows, so does the call for regulation. For example, the European Union's proposed AI Act aims to set comprehensive rules focusing on transparency, accountability, and human oversight. Philosopher Jürgen Habermas's theory of communicative action emphasizes that decisions affecting the public should involve rational discourse among all stakeholders. Applying this to AI regulation, Habermas might argue that AI policies should be developed through democratic deliberation, ensuring transparency and fairness. Future AI systems could incorporate regulatory AI frameworks that enable real-time monitoring and compliance with evolving laws and ethical guidelines, which may enable fast-moving AI technology to have a stronger and more direct link to regulation that tries to keep pace. These systems would automatically update to meet new legal standards, allowing AI technologies to remain compliant across jurisdictions. Additionally, open-source AI regulatory platforms could facilitate public engagement, enabling communities to contribute to the development of AI policies in line with democratic ideals. This would ensure a more inclusive approach to AI regulation, with the ability for all stakeholders to understand and influence AI governance. The race for geographic dominance in AI. One of the most significant emerging trends in AI is the race for geographic dominance. Nations like the United States, China, and members of the European Union are all vying for leadership in AI research, innovation, and deployment. This competition has far-reaching implications for global power structures, economic development, and societal norms. Philosopher Thomas Hobbes' view of the state of nature, where nations act out of self-interest to ensure their survival, is mirrored in this AI race. Countries are investing heavily in AI to gain an edge in economic, military, and technological prowess. But what happens when AI becomes a tool of geopolitical control? Heavy investment in AI-driven surveillance systems or a focus on AI for military and technological dominance illustrate how this race could reshape the world order. The development of AI is no longer just a technological issue. It is a matter of national strategy and global influence. To address this challenge, international AI systems could be designed with collaborative governance models, where AI development is guided by globally agreed-upon ethical standards and principles. This could include the creation of international AI regulatory bodies or treaties aimed at preventing the monopolization of AI power by a few nations. Shared AI research platforms could also be developed to ensure that advancements in AI benefit humanity as a whole, rather than being restricted to a handful of powerful groups. Conclusion: the future of AI ethics. Artificial intelligence holds immense potential to advance society, but it also presents ethical challenges that we will only be forced to engage with further. It seems to be borne out that developing an understanding of AI requires some reflection on what it means to be human. By examining these issues through both scientific and philosophical lenses, we gain a deeper understanding of the path ahead. Philosopher Hannah Arendt's idea of the human condition suggests that technologies should be tools for human empowerment rather than sources of domination. How we choose to develop AI will reflect our values as a society. Indeed, the journey of AI is as much about humanity as it is about technology. So what do you think? How should we navigate the ethical landscape of AI? The conversation is just beginning, and your voice matters. If you found this documentary insightful, please like, share, and subscribe to Intellica for more in-depth analyses of today's most pressing global issues.